Is that Alice Cooper in the background? Why is there Alice Cooper? Well, guess what? Today we're talking about Welcome to this video where I do something a little bit different. I do a little bit more of a tutorial in which I take Boyesen reads, put them in the LML read, and show you what to do with the carburetor box and carburetor as well. I really do like this mod because it is really cheap. A set of Boyesen 605, which is the model you need, costs you about $25. I got this off of Amazon, and leaves you with the option of either keeping the other set, selling it, or giving it to a friend. If you sell it, you basically cut the cost in half. The inner reeds are made of thinner, more flexible material, while the outer reeds are more rigid in comparison to the stock reeds, which are made from metal. So we start by taking the old reed pedals out, simply untightening these screws. And we can see that the stock pedal is made from metal, which only gives it one rigidity. The design of the Boyesen reed pedal removes that gap in the middle, which makes this little center bar in the middle of your reed intake obsolete. In comparison to aftermarket reed intakes like the RD350 style that I run, these intakes are very limited in flow, so anything we can do to enlarge them, remove obstructions, and smoothen the flow will keep the gases flowing better. A simple Dremel cutter or anything really you can get in there will do the job just fine. And after we have the bar cut out, we want to use something like a sanding pad to smoothen the edges and get it nice and flush. I actually wanted to go overboard here and sandblast the inside to make the surface rough, but my sandblaster kind of gave up on me, so I just smoothened it out, stopped there, and cleaned them off. To reassemble, we just put the Boyesen set on. Boyesen's instructions say that you do not use the original stop plate, but use the one that's provided, which is basically just a cut off piece of metal, as the rigidity of the larger pedal is enough to keep it from overbending and breaking. When screwing it down, I just use some red Loctite to keep it in place, because the last thing you want is one of those small screws to fall into your engine. And that's it when it comes to modifying the reed valve itself. Boyesen basically provides you with this two-stage reed opening, as the smaller ones open first in lower RPM, and then the bigger ones follow at higher RPM. With nothing but my butt as a dyno, I felt like there was more power at lower RPM, and it was way more stable at higher RPM, holding up and giving you those few extra miles in each gear. That's not all though, as I think there's a lot more to gain from smoothing out the entire intake. So what I do is I took the reed valve and I screwed it into the carburetor box, put the carburetor on, and tightened that down with its bolts, basically providing me with a straight through look through the entire intake path. Once turned around, you can clearly see that there are obstructions from both the carburetor box as well as the carburetor. So what I do is I take a scratching needle, simply outlining where the material can go on both the carburetor box as well as on the carburetor itself. Once this assembly has been torn down again, we can get a clear look of what needs to be taken off. On the carburetor here, you can see that you could ovalize the intake and put a little bit of a venturi in it. This was an SI20, this might change for an SI24. On the carburetor box itself, the sealing surface becomes really thin in the corner, so you might want to add some JB weld or some aluminum weld to change this whole thing up. I did not go through with the dremeling process on this, as I modified this reed valve for a friend in Chicago, which meant I simply did not have his carburetor box nor his carburetor to do it. But I do think this is a quick and very easy fix to get a nice smooth intake. I mean, while you have everything already out, why not go all the way, right? So there you have it. This is basically a $12 modification on your LML reed valve. Let me know what you think. Let me know of your experience. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, hold on. We're not done yet. We just passed 100,000 views. It would not be possible without every single one of you, so thank you very much. It was fun making all these videos, and trust me, I am not running out of ideas. I have ideas for videos for years to come, so stick around.